Hi students, welcome to week 2 of the e-learning modules coronavirus. Hashtag 2020. That wasn't a 20, but at least I didn't touch my face. I just touched my face. Coronavirus all over you. Don't do that. Don't touch your face. My headphones are awkward because my computer microphone doesn't work, and so I have to use the microphone that's in these. So I look like I'm some sort of helicopter pilot that is not on a helicopter. My Xbox is in the background of the video. That's weird. My gaming computer screen is there too. So welcome to my little world where I spend most of my time during this virus. I got a bike today though. I got a bike to ride. It's old with my children around places. My butt hurts. I need a new seat. What? The seat was too hard. Mrs. Teague's shaking her head. It was really too hard. I need to go buy a big old person soft bicycle seat. Like you see, like old people when they're riding bikes. They have those big, soft bicycle seats. So anyways, if you're watching this video, you either love it or you hate it. So I'm gonna do my best to navigate between my face. I'm gonna keep my face in the bottom right hand corner. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, there I am. I'm down in this bottom corner there. You should be able to move me, allegedly, around if I'm in the way. I doubt it. I think people are lying. So anyways, hey, there's our Google Classroom. It's amazing. Look at it. Module Tools 2, I just posted it. It's 9:29 in the PM. Monday, April the 6th. I posted it so that I could look at it live, as some of you might be looking at it live right now. It's posted at 9:20 p.m. So the instructions on it, eLearning Module 2. This won't be the first thing in your feed, by the way. This thing will be, so if I were to go to your stream or your feed, ooh, look at our fancy, look, it's a Navajo dude, huh? Code talker. Anyways, there'll be like this video at the top of your feed. So yeah, that'll be there. Go back to the classroom or classwork tab in the classroom. So it's Google Forms. Google Forms is what we got. I know I said something about maybe doing a live class thing this week. That'll be next week. We'll do a live discussion next week pertaining to the topics that you are going to go over in this Google Doc here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in my screen. I thought about doing this video on my iPad, but it just seemed a little awkward and maybe the quality wouldn't be as good. But anyways, here it is. Complete the Google Form activity. That's wrong. I'll go change that. It should say Monday, April the 13th. But yeah, that's my email address. It's there. So yeah, you go and you type your name, and you type your name, and there it is. Don't type that. The actual type your name. So there you go. So this assignment is split into two parts. For the first 13 items, we'll be doing, you're going to watch a crash course video on cultures, subcultures, and countercultures. I would advise watching the video all the way through to start. The video is about 9.5 minutes long, and then going back through and answering the questions as you watch the video a second time. I would download the YouTube app if I were you. I just think watching videos on your iPad are a lot better looking in the YouTube app. So definitely would do that. Questions this week, a little bit more multiple choice to make things go a little bit quicker at times, as there are a lot more questions this week. That's the primary goal of the multiple choices, so you can go through it a little bit quicker, as there is a lot more content this week, as we'll be expanding our content over the next couple weeks. So culture, there you go, first 13 items, bada bing, bada boom. Those are good. There's some open response. Ooh, hipsters, look at that. Eurocentrism, Afrocentrism, multiculturalism. Oh my goodness, doesn't it sound amazing? And then in written response at the end. This part is my favorite. I'll go ahead and I'll read through that. It's because it says important read, so some of you might not read it. But for items 14 through the finish, and then there are 31, so 14 through 31. Before you watch the video, get a piece of paper and write down the questions. And don't actually write down the questions verbatim. I would just like tribe, live with, question mark, like go little like notes and little bullet points so that you can kind of like follow along. These questions are in order of the video. The video is about 40 minutes long. This video is kind of weird and sketchy as I don't know if it's legally on the internet or not. So on YouTube, it's a screen within a screen and it's kind of odd. Just the setup, but do your best on your iPad to go through it. The noise, the volume, yes, make sure you listen carefully. And so you'll go through the video, and this video, and I'll go back to the description here, write down the questions like I just said. You're going to view a 2008 episode of the reality series 30 Days starring Morgan Spurlock, and Morgan Spurlock is the guy who did Super Size Me, and he would do these documentaries, and he got his own little show at the end of the 2000s, or whatever you call that decade, and he would go embed himself in another culture, a job, or a situation that was unique to what is like America. And so he embeds himself in a Native American reservation with a family. Coincidentally, Mrs. Teague and I, we were living on this reservation at the time this episode was made. We spent multiple years preparing to go live among this Native American tribe. And so I can't imagine being Morgan Spurlock and just living 30 days out of the blue with Native Americans, being immersed in a culture that that is not necessarily your own. And so Mrs. Teague and I were embedded, like Morgan, in this Native American culture on the reservation, and in many ways much more isolated than Morgan. And so I found this video very interesting to watch, and that's part of the reason why I would like to have a live discussion next week so that we can debrief on this and some other things. And so it was kind of brought back good memories, and so I really enjoy this video that you're going to watch, as I enjoyed the video that I had you watch last week, the TED Talk from, what was his name? Huey, Mr. Huey. So you're going to go through the questions again. There are multiple choice. What I would advise doing, again, not advise, but I can't make you do it. You're not in class, but go through and write down the questions before you watch the video, so that you can stop the video and take note and write down notes cued to your questions that you wrote down as you go. So make sure you go through all the questions. Some of our written responses this past week, please be a little bit more explicit and specific in your responses, as I'm not there in the room to know what you're saying. And so make sure you are clear on what you are saying with your pronouns and such. Be descriptive. Do not be vague. A little bit more from you guys is what I need with the Google Forms. And also, it's just, you get more out of it when you put more into it with your descriptions and explanations of content. And so please go through. If you have any questions, please, I'm on my computer all day from 10 a.m. onward, really before that too, and then after 3 o'clock as well. About 3 o'clock, at 3:30 I usually go like on a walk or something with my kids. So please make sure that if you have any questions, I'm there. On Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I am live for a half hour on Google Meet, so you can come and hang out. Last week, there was about 8 of us, and nobody had any questions about content. We just talked, and I stayed on there for a half an hour talking about video games, coronavirus, and whatever else came up. And so if you guys need anything, if it's not school related, please let me know. We're all here to help you teacher-wise. This isn't enjoyable for us. This is, in many ways, more work academically. At the same time, it's very frustrating because I'm not a teacher just for academics, as Mrs. Teague's not either, or any other teacher for that matter. We're teachers because we care about you guys. And you are, in many ways, our world. So please don't hesitate. Talk to us if you need something will help. And then there's a video at the end, an optional video, and I really enjoyed this video, and I gave away one of the answers already to this, but it's awesome. Watch it. Or if you're a little squeamish when it comes to blood, don't watch it. You guys have a good week 2 e-learning. Bye. I'm going to mute this. Pause. Awkward ending.